Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast Every Day.
It's so great to have you all with us again. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex. We're thrilled you've tuned in for another exciting episode.
Absolutely. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future lessons.
That's right, we've got some fantastic content lined up for you today, Sarah.
Oh, I know. It's a topic that comes up all the time, both in casual chats and more formal discussions.
Indeed, today we're diving deep into how to express your opinion like a native speaker.
Yes, because it's not just about knowing the words, right? It's about the nuance, the tone, and sounding natural.
All right, so Sarah, let's really dig into why expressing opinions effectively is such a crucial skill for our listeners.
It's huge, Alex. I mean, think about it. From a casual chat with a friend about the latest movie to a more formal discussion at work, you're constantly sharing what you think. And doing it well makes all the difference.
Exactly, many learners might know basic phrases like I think or in my opinion, but native speakers often use a much wider array of expressions to convey certainty, doubt, or even to soften their stance.
Yes, and it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. The right phrase can make you sound more confident, more diplomatic, or even more persuasive. Let's jump right into some of these fantastic phrases.
First up, a great way to introduce a strong opinion, especially when you're pretty sure about it, is as far as I'm concerned. It implies that this is your firm belief, often based on your personal experience or knowledge.
Ooh, I love that one. Like, as far as I'm concerned, pineapple definitely belongs on pizza. See? It's strong, it's clear, and it leaves little room for doubt about your stance, even if others disagree. It's like saying, this is my truth.
Excellent example, Sarah. Now, on the flip side, what if you want to express an opinion but you're not entirely certain, or you want to sound a bit more humble or less direct? We can use it seems to me that.
Oh, that's perfect for when you're speculating or making an observation rather than a definitive statement. For instance, it seems to me that the new policy might have some unintended consequences. It's softer, more open to discussion.
Precisely, it shows you've thought about it, but you're not necessarily presenting it as the absolute truth. It invites others to share their perspective without feeling challenged.
And for something a little more casual but still clear about your viewpoint, we often say, I'm of the mind that. It's a bit more reflective, like you've considered it.
Yes, I'm of the mind that, for example, I'm of the mind that a good cup of coffee can solve most morning problems. It's personal, but it's presented as a well-formed thought, not just a fleeting idea.
Exactly. It's like you're saying, after some thought, this is my conclusion. And finally, for expressing a strong belief that feels almost instinctual or deeply held, there's I genuinely believe that.
That one carries a lot of weight. If you say, I genuinely believe that education is the key to a better future, it conveys sincerity and conviction. It's not just an opinion, it's a core value.
So we've got as far as I'm concerned for strong certainty. It seems to me that, for softer observations, I'm of the mind that for considered viewpoints, and I genuinely believe that for deep convictions. Such a great toolkit already. All right, everyone, now let's hear a real conversation. Listen closely for those key phrases we just learned. Here's a chat between Michael and Nicole about the new office policy.
Hey Nicole, do you have a minute? I wanted to ask what you think about the new office policy on remote work.
Sure, Michael. I've been thinking about it quite a bit, actually. It's definitely a change.
Yeah, I know. For me, as far as I'm concerned, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, more time in the office is good for teamwork, maybe.
I can see that perspective. From my point of view, I'm of the mind that a balance is key. While in-person collaboration is valuable, the flexibility of working from home was also a huge benefit for many.
That's true. It seems to me that they're trying to boost office culture, but maybe they didn't think about everyone's commute.
Exactly. It seems to me that employee well-being wasn't the top priority in this decision. I genuinely believe that happy employees are more productive, regardless of where they're working.
Yeah, I agree with that. My commute is much longer now. As far as I'm concerned, it's making me feel more tired before I even start work.
That's a valid concern, Michael. I'm of the mind that they should have conducted a survey or gathered feedback before implementing such a sweeping change.
Oh, absolutely. I genuinely believe that would have made a big difference. It feels like it just came out of nowhere.
I know, right? It seems to me that transparency and communication could have prevented a lot of the current dissatisfaction.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you think will happen? Will people get used to it?
It's hard to say. I'm of the mind that some will adapt, but others might start looking for roles with more flexibility. As far as I'm concerned, companies that don't prioritize employee well-being risk losing top talent.
That's a strong point. I genuinely believe that too. Thanks for chatting, Nicole. It's good to hear your perspective.
Anytime, Michael. It's always good to discuss these things and hear different viewpoints.
All right, everyone, welcome back. That was a great conversation between Michael and Nicole. Now let's break it down and unpack some of the fantastic language they used.
That conversation was a goldmine of natural expressions. I especially loved how Michael started with, "As far as I'm concerned, it's a bit of a mixed bag." That phrase, mixed bag, is so useful.
Absolutely, Sarah. Mixed bag means it has both good and bad aspects. A B1 learner might say it's good and bad, which is understandable, but mixed bag elevates it to a more native-like expression.
And Nicole's reply was perfect. "From my point of view, I'm of the mind that a balance is key." She didn't just say, "I think balance is important." She used "from my point of view" to soften it slightly, and "I'm of the mind that" to show consideration.
That's a great observation. From my point of view is an excellent alternative to "in my opinion," adding a touch more formality and thoughtfulness. And then Michael used "it seems to me that they're trying to boost office culture." Boost is a fantastic verb here.
Yes, boost means to improve or increase something. A B1 speaker might say "make it better," but boost sounds more professional and precise. And Nicole followed up with, "It seems to me that employee well-being wasn't the top priority." That's a strong statement, softened by "it seems to me."
Exactly, and notice how Nicole uses "I genuinely believe that happy employees are more productive." When she says genuinely believe, it adds a level of sincerity and conviction that "I think" just can't convey.
And Michael picked up on that, mentioning his commute. He said, "As far as I'm concerned, it's making me feel more tired before even start work." He's using our phrase to state his personal impact very clearly.
Right, and then Nicole brings in "sweeping change." This is a great adjective to describe a change that is extensive and affects many things. A B1 learner might say a big change, but sweeping adds more detail and sophistication.
Oh, and the phrase came out of nowhere. Michael uses it when he says, "It feels like it just came out of nowhere." That means it was unexpected and without warning. So natural.
Indeed, and Nicole ended with a strong statement. "As far as I'm concerned, companies that don't prioritize employee well-being risk losing top talent." She uses prioritize and risk losing top talent, which are excellent business-related vocabulary.
So many great phrases and vocabulary words packed into one short conversation. It really shows how these opinion-expressing phrases can be used in a real-world context. That was an amazing start, Alex. Now, sometimes we have a strong opinion, but we don't want to sound too aggressive or confrontational, especially in professional settings or when talking to someone we don't know well. How can we soften our opinions?
That's a crucial point, Sarah. Expressing an opinion effectively isn't just about stating it clearly, it's also about doing so diplomatically. One excellent phrase for this is, I tend to think that.
Oh, I tend to think that. It implies a pattern of thought, but it's not rigid. It's like saying, this is usually my conclusion, but I'm open to other ideas. For example, I tend to think that public transportation should be free to encourage its use.
Exactly, it's much softer than public transportation should be free. Another great one for softening is my sense is that. This suggests you're relying on intuition or a general impression rather than hard facts.
Ooh, my sense is that is fantastic. Like, my sense is that the team is feeling a bit overwhelmed with the new project. You're not saying the team is overwhelmed, which could sound accusatory. You're just sharing your perception. It's very diplomatic.
Perfect example. And for when you want to express an opinion that might be a bit unpopular or controversial, you can use, I'm inclined to believe that. This shows a leaning towards an idea without absolute commitment.
Oh, that's smart. I'm inclined to believe that a 4-day work week would actually increase productivity. It's a strong statement, but the I'm inclined to believe makes it sound like you've considered it, but you're not slamming it down as fact. It invites discussion rather than argument.
Precisely. Now, a common mistake learners make is using phrases like I think repeatedly or just stating their opinion bluntly. For instance, saying this plan is bad instead of my sense is that this plan might have some unforeseen challenges.
Yes, or even saying, I think you are wrong, which is so direct and can sound confrontational. Instead, try, I'm inclined to believe that there might be another approach worth considering. See how much softer and more collaborative that sounds.
Absolutely, it shifts from a direct challenge to an invitation for further discussion. So to recap our softening phrases, I tend to think that, for a general leaning, my sense is that, for intuition or impression, and I'm inclined to believe that, for a considered but not absolute viewpoint.
Fantastic. These are invaluable for navigating discussions where diplomacy is key. Let's hear these in action in another real-world scenario.
All right, everyone, let's hear another real-world example. This time, we have Adam and Sky discussing their fitness journeys. Listen out for those new phrases we just covered.
Hey, Sky, you've been looking really fit lately. What's your secret?
Oh, thanks, Adam. I've just been trying to be more consistent with my workouts and diet. It's tough sometimes, but I'm making progress.
I know what you mean. I've been struggling to get back into a routine after the holidays. I think it's hard to find motivation.
Definitely. My sense is that a lot of people feel that way. It's not just about willpower, it's about building habits.
Habits, yes. I try to go to the gym, but sometimes I'm just too tired after work. I tend to think that working out in the morning is better.
I'm inclined to believe that morning workouts can be great for energy levels throughout the day. But for me, I'm of the mind that finding what works for you is most important.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've heard people say that, but I always think I need to do what everyone else does.
My sense is that comparing yourself to others can actually be demotivating. Everyone's journey is different.
You're probably right. I tend to think that if I don't see results fast, I give up. It's a bad habit.
I genuinely believe that consistency over intensity is key. Small, regular efforts add up over time. It seems to me that many people expect too much too soon.
That's a good point. So what kind of workouts do you do? I'm thinking about trying something new.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, variety is important. I mix cardio with strength training, and I've started doing yoga once a week. My sense is that it helps with flexibility and stress.
Yoga, huh? I always thought it was too slow for me. But I guess it could be good for stress.
I'm inclined to believe that the mental benefits are just as important as the physical ones. As far as I'm concerned, a healthy mind is crucial for a healthy body.
That's a really deep thought. I'm of the mind that I should probably try to focus on that more. My sense is that I neglect my mental well-being sometimes.
We all do. It seems to me that it's a common issue in our busy lives. Just start with small steps. I genuinely believe that every little bit helps.
Thanks, Sky. This chat has actually been really motivating. I tend to think I get stuck in my own head too much.
Anytime, Adam. Remember, I'm of the mind that a fitness journey is personal, and there's no single right way to do it. Just keep moving forward.
Great conversation. Now let's break it down and compare B1 and B2 level language.
Absolutely, Sarah. That was another fantastic example of how to use these phrases naturally. Let's look at Adam's first line. I think it's hard to find motivation. This is a perfectly understandable B1 statement.
Right, and Sky's immediate response elevates it to a B2 level. My sense is that a lot of people feel that way. It's not just about willpower, it's about building habits. Instead of just saying, I think so too, she uses my sense is that to express her intuition, and then introduces a more advanced concept like building habits instead of just doing things regularly.
Exactly. Adam continues with a B1 observation. I tend to think that working out in the morning is better. While I tend to think that is a B2 phrase, his overall statement is quite direct. Sky, in contrast, uses I'm inclined to believe that morning workouts can be great for energy levels throughout the day. But for me, I'm of the mind that finding what works for you is most important.
That's a perfect comparison. Sky uses two B2 phrases to soften her opinion and personalize it. Adam's phrase is good, but Sky's adds layers of nuance and consideration. She also uses energy levels throughout the day, which is more specific and advanced than just more energy.
Exactly, and later Adam says, I tend to think that if I don't see results fast, I give up. This is a common B1 thought expressed clearly. Sky responds with, I genuinely believe that consistency over intensity is key. Small, regular efforts add up over time. It seems to me that many people expect too much too soon.
Wow, that's a masterclass in B2 expression. She uses I genuinely believe for strong conviction, then a great idiom, consistency over intensity is key, and then another softening phrase, it seems to me that. It's rich and sophisticated.
Absolutely, and notice how Sky uses, as far as I'm concerned, variety is important. A B1 speaker might say, I think variety is important. The B2 phrasing adds that personal, considered weight.
And Adam's line, I always thought it was too slow for me. Simple, direct. Sky again elevates it. I'm inclined to believe that the mental benefits are just as important as the physical ones. As far as I'm concerned, a healthy mind is crucial for a healthy body. She's not just expressing an opinion, she's building an argument with stronger vocabulary like crucial.
Exactly, and for B1 learners, a common error might be to say healthy mind is crucial for healthy body without the articles. Sky correctly uses a healthy mind is crucial for a healthy body. Those small grammatical details make a big difference in sounding native-like.
Absolutely. And her closing line, I genuinely believe that every little bit helps. Again, uses that strong conviction phrase, offering encouragement rather than just a simple good luck.
Overall, Sky consistently uses a more varied and nuanced vocabulary, employs softening phrases, and structures her arguments with greater sophistication, moving her from a B1 to a solid B2 speaker. Adam, while clear, tends to use simpler structures and fewer hedging expressions. All right, everyone, let's do a quick recap of everything we covered in today's episode.
What a fantastic journey into expressing opinions like a native speaker. We learned so many amazing phrases.
Indeed, for strong opinions, we have as far as I'm concerned, and I genuinely believe that these convey certainty and conviction.
Yes, and for more considered viewpoints, we have I'm of the mind that. And for softer observations or speculations, it seems to me that. We heard these all in our first conversation about the office policy.
Absolutely, we also looked at softening phrases like I tend to think that for a general leaning, and my sense is that for intuition. Plus, I'm inclined to believe that for a considered but not absolute viewpoint.
Those were so useful in our fitness journey conversation. We also picked up some fantastic vocabulary, mixed bag, boost, sweeping change, came out of nowhere, consistency over intensity, and focusing on those crucial articles.
By practicing these phrases, you can move from a B1 level of simply stating your opinion to a more nuanced and sophisticated B2 level, expressing yourself like a true native speaker.
So many tools to add to your English toolkit. Keep practicing them in your daily conversations.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
It was such a rich discussion, and we hope you found it incredibly helpful for expressing your opinions with confidence and nuance.
Thank you so much for tuning into English Podcast every day. Your support means the world to us.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave us a comment below. Let us know what topics you'd like us to cover next.
Keep practicing these phrases, keep pushing your English forward, and remember, every little bit of effort truly helps.
Until next time, happy learning, everyone.